Good morning, children. So let us take today moral science. Today I am going to teach you a story about a particular boy called Sunil. So Sunil was very careless boy. He was not keeping his things in order. Everything was in mess in his house. Especially all his school dresses, shoes, belt and books and copies were here and there, and therefore this particular boy was always asking excuses from Miss Mary. But then he cannot go on like that. He cannot go on telling every day same stories to Miss Mary. So he has to be punctual, he has to be faithful, he has to be dutiful towards his work. So, my dear children, let us take page number 24 today. Page number 24 of your moral science book. So, let us read the story. First, I will read it and then explain to you. Let us read the story. This is a story of a boy who did not care about the value of punctuality. One day, Sunil was late for school. His teacher, Miss Mary, asked, "Why are you late, Sunil?" Sunil said, "Madam, I could not find my pen box this morning. I searched for it for a long time in my house. After 2 hours, I found it on my brother's bed. My brother played with it last night. He then left it on his bed." That was his answer. Madam accepted his excuse. A few days later, Sunil came again late for school. This time he told a funny story. He said, "Madam, I could not find my shoes this morning. I searched for them in every corner of the house." "Where did you find your shoes then?" asked Miss Mary. "Madam, I found one shoe under the bed and the other on B top of the cupboard." Miss Mary asked, "How did the shoes come to be on wrong places?" "Last night, went out for supper in a hotel with my parents. We came back home late. I kicked my shoes off too hard. One of them dropped under the bed and the other one fell on the top of the cupboard." Sunil explained to his madam. The whole class roared with laughter. Sunil was ashamed of his explanation. Miss Mary was happy with Sunil's excuses. She warned Sunil, "This is not a good habit. You must keep your things at proper places before you go to bed. Your bag, books, shoes and pen box must all be ready before you sleep. In this way, you do not have to waste your time for searching them in the morning." Sunil decided to follow his teacher's advice. Now he keeps all his things at proper places. He is very punctual. He does all this work on time. His teacher was very happy to see the change in him. So, friends, you should also follow the advice of Miss Mary. The story teaches us that punctuality makes our life happy. So, my dear children, this is the story all about. So, this story is about a boy called Sunil. So, how Sunil used to be? So, before going to school, he used to search for his things, his belongings, especially his shoes, dresses, and other things, books, pen, pencils, box, etc. He was not keeping those things in proper places because he was in the beginning he was a careless boy. So he was not keeping in particular place where it's supposed to be kept. And then just before going to school, he used to rush. He used to look for his things here and there, and sometimes, for example, two instances it happened. See, in the first example, he was not able to find his things. So, what he told to my, see, ma'am, this is, I was not able to find my things because my brother had taken my pencil box and he had kept on his own place, and therefore it was very difficult for me. Therefore, I am late to come to school. So, this is the excuse this particular boy gives. And in the second example, we see how this boy again is finding excuses from man, telling that I did not get my shoe. My one shoe was missing, it was not there. But in fact, this particular boy only had thrown the shoe above the cupboard. So it was very difficult for him to find the shoes and to wear and go to school. Obviously, he was very late for the school. And then he has to give explanation to the mime. And from that day, he was very, very ashamed, as I told you before in my explanation. Wherever we go for any party or any school program or any other things, if we are late, we feel ashamed. So, it is better to go earlier. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes earlier is better. So, dear children, like this particular boy learned a lesson from Miss Mary. She said that you don't do all these things. You have to keep everything in proper place, and then you have to wear, and then you have to come to school. So, like this also happens to us, my dear children. So, we have to be very, very careful. We have to keep our things, especially our belongings or whatever we need or whatever we have for our schools. So, we have to keep in proper place so that we will not be late, rather, we will be punctual. When we are punctual, everybody will appreciate and love us. So, dear children, the moral of the story is punctuality makes our life happy, and therefore let us be punctual everywhere. I will continue my class. Thank you very much for paying attention.